You know, recently I've seen a lot of talk about a particular character in GGST Drive. Okay, multiple characters, but it feels like one character has been getting more and more attention than the others, especially around the top tier end of the scale. And unfortunately for me, it's the character that I wanted in the game more than anyone else. Slayer, my muse, my beloved, my Dracula flow spitting, big damage pumping, top tier looking beloved, has become somewhat hated in the community that I love and cherish. But why is that? What is it about this character that makes everyone so angry, gives them so much hate, causes so much violence? Can't we just get along? Okay, apparently not. So let's examine him then. Let's talk about why you hate fighting Slayer. Now, this isn't going to be a full breakdown of Slayer's kit. If you want something like that, go check out my previous video on Slayer. No, today I'm going to break down the things that make him extremely strong and things that make you hate fighting him. I already know what you're typing. Stop it. Let me speak. I think Slayer's strengths can be broken down into 3 different things. Phrasing is hard, so let's tackle them one at a time, shall we? Slayer is a close-range brawler. He loves being in your face and suffocating you with plus frames and great normals that make you feel like you can't do anything to counter him. Let's look at a staple move of Slayer's pressure, his Fast Slash. Slayer's Fast Slash is a 2-hitting 11-frame normal that causes him to take a step forward and clothesline the shit out of you. Ignoring the fact that this move feels powerful, the properties of it cause it to be one of the strongest Fast Slashes in the whole game. Due to Slayer's taking a step forward, it actually hits at round start range and a little bit past that, allowing for him to get a basic combo from pretty far away, considering the type of character he is, of course. Obviously, you can just 6p this move, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. Let's say that you try to block it though. You know, like you do with most moves. Stop typing that fucking comment. This move isn't exceptionally big. In fact, I'd say it's actually about average, so you can stop showing it off now. You're beginning to embarrass yourself. But the frame advantage is interesting. Do you remember all the way back in Season 1 when everyone was complaining about Soul Bad Guy's Fast Slash? There were several reasons that people were complaining about this mid move. It wasn't mid as in strength, it hit mid. But the one we heard over and over and over and over again is that it was 2+ on block. Fast Slashes should not be plus on block. They're far away from the opponent. Why isn't it my turn? That move was +2 on block, 1 frame less than its close slash counterpart. After this, Arxis never made another Fast Slash plus. It was kinda just Soul Bad Guy's thing. And then someone tripped and fell on their keyboard apparently. +4 on block. Well, that's a lot of frame advantage for a move that you can just throw out. In fact, it's more plus than his close slash. If you want to stagger pressure your opponent, it can genuinely be better to just go straight into Fast Slash for more frame advantage. Granted, this would be better on other characters. Slayer's lack of a 3 or 4 frame normal means that he's not able to get a true block string from his Fast Slash. Just several devastating frame traps. Granted, this is assuming you're not FDing the move, which actually causes him to go pretty far away, but we'll once again get back to that bit. But what if he hits me? I hear you cry from your soiled pants and urinated chair. Well, I'm glad you asked. The first hit actually puts you in a mash out state, which, fun fact, you can't mash out of. And the second hit leaves him extremely plus. How plus? Well, guess which one of these normals he's able to link into from Fast Slash? Wrong! It's fucking all of them! And remember that stagger effect? Yeah, well, if you're grounded and staggered in this game, you're actually able to get hit with a command grab and it still counts as a combo. This is also ignoring the fact that hitting this move at the right range lets you get a combo that does nearly half of the health of most characters, and you're beginning to see a bit of a problem. And this is one normal! Several of his normals have ridiculous properties that could be considered god moves on any other character. His 5k reaches basically round start and leads into an easy knockdown situation because it links into his sweep at all ranges, allowing for him to get advantageous Oki situations. His 2k is similar but has slightly shorter range, though it is a frame faster. Dandy Step is, yeah, it's a left, right, and high-low mix-up that can lead into combos with a good counter hit, or if you have meter. Master's Hammer leaves you plus as fuck on block right in front of the opponent's face, even if they FD it. Pile Bunker, Blood-Sucking Universe, Teleport Dash, Dandy! Slayer's entire kit is a masterclass on ridiculously good moves in both the special and normal department. Even his arguably weakest moves have more potential than some characters' defining moves. Okay, maybe it's not that crazy, but it's really hard to pick out a move that he has that you don't want to use from his entire kit. Everything has a use, and all of it compounds on itself in order to create pressure like barely anything else in the game. The threat of a command grab is one thing, but there's something else that Slayer has that's even scarier. And you already know what it is. It's no secret that Guilty Gear Strive is a high-damage fighting game. I've personally gotten used to taking half my health because I chose throw instead of block, but apparently that's not normal. Apparently. So how do you make a character that's known for doing a shit ton of damage stand out when everyone is doing half-health combos off big hits? Simple. You make it bigger! Slayer's general damage output is very high compared to other characters. Even simple B&B combos with no counter hit or meter can range from anywhere between 20 to nearly 50% of your health. Granted, getting half HP combos off of a normal close slash isn't unheard of in this game. A lot of characters are able to get something like this relatively easily, but once we get to the counter hit and meter situation, suddenly things look a little bit different. Despite the extremely high damage in Guilty Gear Strive, most characters have to win about 3 to 4 interactions in the game in order to finish a round out. You can get it down to 2 if you're playing certain characters, or get a strong counter hit. Slayer is a character that reliably is able to put you in dangerous situations, and thus is able to fish for counter hits extremely easily. In fact, with Bloodsucking Universe, he's able to get these situations really quickly and reliably, since he's guaranteed a level 5 counter hit no matter what he hits you with. This allows him to link punches and kicks easily into combos that do a shit ton of damage, and most importantly, get you what Slayer wants more than anything else: positive bonus. Due to the nature of Slayer's attacks, he's extremely good at carrying you around the entire screen. Power Bunker and Mapper Hunch send you and Slayer absolutely flying when you use them correctly, meaning it's practically trivial for him to get you to the corner. Along with the fact that any Power Bunker immediately puts you into a wall stick state, Slayer is able to slam you against the wall and send you flying through it easily. If you don't remember, positive bonus not only refills your burst and tension gauge, it actually buffs your damage and resistance to attacks. It's a literal snowball mechanic that makes it so that you just do better now. And if you're playing Slayer, a character who's already doing above average damage, yeah! And this is completely ignoring Last Horizon, which basically kills you on the spot, but if I'm to be entirely honest, it's his most balanced thing in his entire kit. Like, yeah, it hits extremely hard, but it also scales like crazy. And all of this would be annoying, but fine, if it wasn't for one tool in Slayer's kit that pushes him beyond the limit. I'm, of course, talking about that fucking 2H. Slayer's 2H is so ridiculous that it feels like the basis of all of his strategies can be formed around it in some way. I am genuinely willing to say that in this patch, this is a god button. It is up there with the likes of Ragnar 5B and any crouching medium kick in Street Fighter. I have never in my life played a character where it felt like I am spamming something and then it turns out I should have been pressing it more. There have genuinely been times where I've played Slayer and I've broken down a situation and realized I could have just pressed 2H and gotten more reward out of it. Slayer's 2H is his second furthest hitting normal, only being beaten by his 2D where he slides across the floor. It's a low hitting move, and on a normal hit without meter, you don't actually get a lot of reward from it. Generally only getting a Power Bunker or Mapper Hunch with the occasional meaty Master's Hammer if you use K Dandy Step. With meter though, you can easily upgrade this combo to nearly 300 damage by fast RCing the Power Bunker. And if this counter hits you, so the move's got range and at least a big damage. Womp womp. We get it, Gecko. You hate zoners. Wah wah. Cry some more. But that doesn't make it a god button. Well, how about we go back to the things I said we'd get to? Let's get the obvious one out of the way. This move shits on 6P. Like, absolutely fucks it over. If Slayer is pushed to a range where he can't close slash, but can still fast slash, he's able to hit you with a counter hit 2H, and we all know what that leads to. The risk reward for 6P against his pressure generally doesn't end up being worth it. If you 6P his fast slash, congratulations, there's no more pressure anymore. You try to 6P his 2H, that's 300 fucking damage. Like, The risk reward for 6Ping generally isn't in your favor, even if you do get it right. But this is a pretty high-hitting move. And we have characters who can get really close to the ground. So surely you could just go for a low in order to get around this limitation, right? You see how he does a little hop? This is proof that this move was made by Satan. After 5 frames, this move low crushes, putting Slayer's hitbox about to where his waist is, until the move actually comes out, and then like 2 frames during the activation. Meaning, not only is he able to completely beat your 6P attempts, he's also able to beat your attempts to duck under the attack. Thankfully, this loses to mids, but remember, if he does this after fast slash, he's +4. So if you go to fast slash to beat it, you better have a 9 frame, and have the range to beat him with it, and he can still fucking frame trap it with a Gatling, so even if you have a 9 frame, go fuck yourself. In most situations, just FDing so that he loses his ground is a good solution, but that ends up playing more into his hands, as you have a chance to force him into the perfect 2H range. All because you wanted to not have the vampire be +4 directly in front of your face. This move never, ever feels good to get hit by, since it feels like there's barely anything you can do about it, since they're basically the same thing. Slayer has the biggest problem that any fighting game character can have. He feels unfair to fight against. Every time Slayer hits you with something, it doesn't feel fair. He will smack you, shove you in the corner, get 50 meter, and kill you all before the timer hits 10 seconds, and it doesn't feel good to lose against. But is he broken? Is he ridiculously strong? So strong that he's the worst thing that anyone's ever fought in a fighting game? Okay, maybe not that far, but he's definitely stronger than most characters. Slayer's ability to just rob games out from under everyone's nose means that he's definitely a powerful character. I doubt anyone could look at this and say that he's not at least strong, but, like, he's not original UI Goku, right? His defense is fundamentally flawed, and his ability to get in your face is extremely linear, but he is able to change how the match is going in just one small interaction. Slayer is a dishonest character who requires you to play as honest as possible. If you overextend at all, he's gonna punish you heavily. If you think you have a way to get around some of his bullshit, he always has something that he can do. Piles on the pressure, forces you to panic, and calls you a moron for panicking. You hate fighting Slayer because he makes you feel like an idiot. And that's why you hate fighting Slayer. And I still love him. Fuck you. Thank you all for watching. There will be no stream this week, but I'm doing something a little bit funny. We did September last month, and we actually got to the horror goal right at the end of the month. So if you look in the description, there'll be a Google survey where you can promote what horror game you want to see me play live on stream. It'll be fun. So make sure to subscribe to the channel to see what we'll be playing later, and also follow the Twitch so you don't miss it when it happens. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next week. As always, a very special thanks to 64 MHz, Almost Nap Time, Axolotl Syndicate, Daniel Wiedericht, Edison Luttery, Fexo, FL Maxler, Games.png, Haywire Nova Elite, Hoffmeister Bear, I Am Naoto, It's Riley, Knife and Spoon, Pretty Cat, MP04, Mr. Clen, Nubus, Ray W, Sergeant Cubby, Super, Storm, SSB, Falcon, Tom Tanks, Velvet Puppy, and Zandatsu for being Tier 2 patron supporters.